What was the system like in Nevada as far as doing time out there? I mean, a lot different than California as far as what dealing with people and the politics and stuff. I mean, what was that experience like?
Way different, way different. Coming from YA, county jail, penitentiary, mind frame, Californian thinking, Californian movement, because you know how like you say, you've been to the yard. You know you got to move a certain way. You got to stand a certain way. Your whole aura is a certain way. If not, you're gonna be eaten. So by that upbringing, no matter what, that's me. That's my way. So when I came out here, I'm thinking California type style, because never been to jail out here. And then I go off of with my homies that been out here, my family member that been out in this system, what they tell me. They'd already let me know we're not liked out here, for one. Very few people like us and they tolerate us, but they don't like California out here because we came out here with our shenanigans and brought it out here and stuff, which I can understand. So a lot of Vegas don't like us. Some do. I'm gonna say it's like a 50-50. 50% don't like us, 50 do. But you're gonna have that 35% between both ends that's gonna be showing a two-sided face. So their structure out here is loose. There's no structure. There's none. I mean, there's no structure out here. You can be a snitch and walk the yard. They have a rule. They had a rule. They had a rule out here. Somebody told me this. I was up in their max. I got caught up in a racial riot out here, and they gave me 4.5 years in the hole, and they sent me to the max out here. And when I'm up here in the max, I'm dealing with the cast that's from out here, and a lot of them is cool. And we topping it up, and they giving me the get down like, whack, we don't like it, but some of our homies is like, a Vegas cat can tell on a Californian cat and still be good. And I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Because I'll see somebody like, hey, following protocol. Your boy ain't no good. Oh, he good because, he didn't tell on the homie. What you mean? He told one of my comrades, somebody that's from my neck of the wood. Oh, well, my homies ain't tripping off of that. Wow. Stuff like that. There's a lot of homosexuality going on that a lot of them accepts it. Like, it was a big thing out here. A lot of people was telling their little homies, it's cool as long as you ain't the one on the bottom. And I'll be like this, like, wow, who does that? And it was a lot of that. Man, I'm talking about full-on relationships. You walk on the tier, you got...
What?
Like they live together. Like, whoa. They cellies? Police was letting them document and talking about they got to stay in the cell because of their relationship. They was condoning it. So it was like a real throw-off to me. And then the people that come with the mind frame that I have from California, we came together and we stuck with each other. We consider ourselves what we call the California card, and we wasn't on shenanigans. We wasn't on no BS. We was on solidarity with ourselves of California. So if somebody come from California and he checks out all right, come on through. We got you. What you need. You good. Until you show us otherwise. Until then, you good. We did our background check on you. You authentic. You're all right. Or you might got a little shenanigans behind you, but you good. But yeah, this system right here, oh man, I'm gonna say this. Compared to California, this was beautiful living. Wasn't no tension. Wasn't no back then when I came. Wasn't no you can't mess with us, we can't mess with you. What? I mean, they talking about they was messing with each other. Doing business with each other, gambling with each other. Every now and then they get high with each other, drunk with each other. It was like a culture shock to me coming from California Penal Code. Like, wow, this is how y'all get down? And this is what I got to sit at, and I might have to do 52 years out here? Oh, my God, it was like that. So I got my group of homies, and we just moved the way we moved. We moved how we moved. you know, and everybody come with that understanding. We're not liked out here, so that's a strike against us for one. That's a strike against us out here for one. They don't like us. You know, two, we're outnumbered. You know, at the same time. Three, we got a bunch of weirdos that don't know where they're from, don't know what they doing, don't know where they at. Because now these days generation, all these little youngsters are off synthetic drugs. You know, our generation is really it don't exist. This generation is really wiped out if you really look at them. It's like they don't care. They don't show no respect. Like, dude, respect your elders. Respect the woman. Respect the old person. Respect them. They don't even respect themselves. So, you know, the system out here, yeah, it was a challenge, but at the same time, I made it.
Who would you say were the most organized in there?
The Mexicans. Because they brought California structure out from out there to out here, and they implemented it to the T. The white boys tried, they couldn't. But the Mexicans, they implemented that Serrano teaching, beliefs, everything from California, they put it out here. Because California Serranos came out here and flooded their system. You know, and they took over a lot of their hoods, turned their hoods into Serranos. Because they was Nevada Threses until the Serranos came out here, and a lot of them converted to Serrano, not Nevada Threse. You know, and they have a cars, two separate cars up here. You know, the people that's from Nevada and the one that's just claims Serrano. You know, it's weird. But this system right here, they cater to homosexualities. They cater to PCs. You know.
Why do you think that's so prevalent out there? That's crazy because, you know, I tell people all the time because, you know, I hear stories, different state institutions and the feds. I didn't see that. I didn't really see it. I heard, you know, you might have seen one or two people, you know, okay, dude's on some weird shit. And then you see somebody who's, you know, he's a whatever. But it's not like California State where you see that going on. But you're saying in Nevada State, there's a lot of that going on as far as these guys on these men like that, huh?
Now, yeah, I still communicate with it. I still communicate with people from jail. You know, right before you called, I was on the phone with my homeboy. You know, his name is Mousy. He's been down 31 years. He's been down 31 years. Yeah. He since he's been down, he wrote a children's book called Rostar. You know, it's on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. Rostar children's book. Like I say, 31 years. You know, still up in here. He out here. Been out here for 31. You know, and got life without. He was on death row, got it overturned. Now he got life without.
Wow.
So I still keep connected. I still communicate with everybody up in there and out there. And I know what goes on in there. It may not be good, but at the same time, that was my world for a long period of time. Them were still my friends. Just because I'm gone don't mean they're forgotten. You know, and I still try to keep that with them. Try to keep, because I know how it is not to have that full-on connection to that outside world. And not having that full-on connection to the outside world will pay a big focus on a person's psyche. And, you know.
Well, you never want to lose sight of hope. I mean, you know, you once you feel like there's nothing left and you have like nothing to look forward to, that's when shit goes all bad. And I tell people that are out on the streets that a lot of times you gotta be grateful sometimes for what you have. It might not be what you see somebody on social media with. It might not be what you think you should have because a lot of stuff is so fake. But being grateful and realizing what you do have and appreciating that, it'll make you feel a lot better about who you are and having that balance. And that's one of the things I always tell people, like in prison. I've met some good dudes in there, and for the situation, I didn't see a lot of people in there committing suicide. So when you look at on the streets and people who are kind of dealing with situations, but they're free, they really don't realize what they have access to, man. They just, I don't know, they take it for granted.
Oh yes, they do, because up in there, and I don't condone it, but shit, a lot of people have an excuse. A lot of them have an excuse if they want to kill themselves. Never coming home. The bad things that's happening to them. But instead, they still fight on. They still hold their head high to come home. Could never giving up one day in life that they will come home. You know? And I get it. There's some good people up there. Like I say, I met some good people up in there. Met some very good people up in there. And to the circumstance, they're never coming home. You know, and that is what it is. You know, but at the same time, jail, this last time up in here really just opened my eyes. Really opened my eyes. Just put that on the ground, my love. My wife. Yeah, it opened my eyes. And it had me really just realize where I was at, where I was heading. You know, because like you said, like I said, I was taught gangbang. I was taught gangbang. I was taught the street life. I was taught life of crime. And it wasn't because that was all I had. No, I had a family, big family. Big portion of my family is from my turf, you know, and I just looked up to them and I saw what they did. Now I thought it was the thing to do until I realized it wasn't. And it took me to being up in here to realize, damn, it's not the way of life. Every day, it was like I didn't know if I was going to die or catch a life sentence every day walking out my house, living that street life. You know, it really it never probably dawned on us back then to really trip off of it. But when I sat up in here and they max for that 4.5 years doing 23-1, I had time to rethink. I had time to look and I had time to reflect and I had to like say, hey, everything I like, dislike, want, and didn't want, it didn't work for me. I had to step back and talk to my demons. I had to step back and let them know, hey, y'all was in control of this car for a long time, and y'all got us with a bunch of car accidents. You know, it's time for me to take over. It's time for me to drive. It's time for me to steer our life into a better way, because the way we moving, way we getting down, how we thinking, it's only two things that's going to come up out of this. I'm going to get a life sentence, I'm going to be in a pine box. And at that moment in time, I didn't want neither or. Don't get me wrong, it ain't like I'm denouncing nothing. No, I am who I am. I'm always going to be who I am and what I am. I'm always going to be connected to my hood, my family. I'm going to always be that because why? I paid my dues. I shedded blood. You know, I did time. I did everything that was so-called supposed to be part of it. I did it, and I made it. I know back in the days, you always heard, you won't see 18. You won't see 21. You'll be lucky to see 25 and not be dead or in jail. You know, I got a bunch of friends in there, been in there since they was 17. I'm be 50 this year, and we the same age, and they've been in there since they was 17, 16. You know, so that's me, and I don't never want to change nothing in my past because it made me who I am. It made me my mind frame, how I move, how I think, and how I'm going to live now. Because I've been through the fire. I've been through the fire, and I got burnt, and I don't want to get burnt no more.
Now, when you think about what you just said right there, and you think about black culture and what is emphasized in these neighborhoods and what is, some of the things that, like you said, you can reflect on, you won't make it to your 18 or, almost like going to the pen at the rite of passage or, shooting somebody means that you become a man. I mean, think about, and because you're only shooting and we're only hurting each other. So you think about like how corrupted that mentality is because I have Vietnamese homies. I've met people that are Korean, Japanese. They don't think like that. We're so self destructive, and then there's no unity. Like one thing I give respect, even the Hispanics, the Mexicans, when they get together, it doesn't have to be the toughest guy, but he's smart. He's the shot caller, and everybody there's an organization. Blacks have no organization, and I think like even when I was in the pen, and I was in there helping people doing a lot of legal work. You know, my biggest adversary was a black guy who was mad because he seen me going and studying, and I wasn't hanging out with these dudes watching BET. I'm like the mentality. I'm like, how do we fix that, man?
Honestly, it won't be in our lifetime. And I hate to say that. It won't be in our lifetime. Because I go back to what I said. Generation now, they're so far gone. They're so far gone. Look at the news. Look how they carrying themselves when you walk on the streets. Listen to their conversations when you walk past a group of, you hear a group of 13, 14-year-olds calling each other B's and F you and whoop-de-whoop, and you were like this. I'm scared to be next to you all, because that's right there. Wow. Don't get me wrong. We talk like that, but we talk like that amongst ourselves. Their establishments being loud so you can hear them. And you like,
Yeah.
Like, and if you say something, they're gonna be looking up outside you like, you like, that ain't cute right there. You know, like the tattoos on the face. Wow, you gotta realize you're gonna get older one day, right? And you're gonna outgrow this. Hopefully, you outgrow it. You don't die or get life. You outgrow it, but you gotta understand now, look what you did to yourself. And a lot of them tattoos on your face mean nothing.
Yeah.
Means nothing. Them teardrops they used to say back in the days, what it did mean, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like honor is gone. Respect is gone. And if you either go, I don't know how to say it without sounding stupid. To get respect now, you want to kill your own. For what? And you lose. For what? You don't win. You know?
You know what? Damien. One of the differences, like you're around my age, but when we grew up, well, in the household, you had a grandmother or you had a grandfather or somebody around, an uncle or somebody, and there were certain principles they instilled in you. For
Yeah.
me, always saying hello ma'am, hello, no ma'am, no thank you, not begging, having mannerisms, and just how you carry yourself in public. Don't embarrass me. You never go embarrass your grandmother or your mom. And fast forward, and a lot of like you said, a lot of youngsters, they look at you, hey, you can't tell me nothing, you old ass, blah blah blah. They don't want to hear it. And then when you look at who their grandparents are, they're they're doing the same thing that the mom and the daughter's doing. They're shaking their ass. There's no respect no more. There's no everybody smoking weed together. Everybody's drinking together. There's
We're
like my
friends.
grandmother would be smoking no weed with
We
you,
friends.
drinking. Yeah,
They're
it's
friends.
no level of respect.
No. Okay. And I'm gonna put that in my generation. A lot of them said, I ain't gonna do what my parents did to me. I'm gonna be my kid friend. And they didn't understand you can't be a kid's friend if you're their parent. I have to be your parent first before I can ever become your friend. And you're gonna have problems with me for a whole bunch of times in your life. Your friend, you can shake a friend, you can't shake me. I'm your parent. Let me raise you, teach you, and show you, and give you what I have to offer you. And then I'll become your friend. When you're of an age to understand everything I did for you was to put you in this position to where you're at now. And if I feel you're in a safe and good position, I'll step back now and become your friend. These parents did this in the beginning. Who lets their kids listen to this music now? Our mommy damned if they let us listen to some Luke, some NWA. Boy, radio get kicked up. That kick kick the hell out that radio. They hear some of that Trick Daddy, all that nasty stuff, cussing. Oh, now you got little 4-year-olds screaming. What's that girl name? Gorilla, Sexy Red.
Gorilla, yeah.
They singing they songs word for word, and I'm sitting there like this.
That's crazy.
And the parents was like, "Go, baby, look at my baby, go." And you like, "What the hell? What the hell?" And then you wonder why parents and kids are fighting. I'd be damned if my child to this day step up to me and tell me I want to fade with you. But the last breath of my air is going to be killing you. Last air I breathe will be killing you, because that's what my mama told me. Lad, step up to me. Well, I promise you, I'm going to take your last breath of fresh air. Now these days, kids is beating up the parents. Kids disrespecting their parents. And that's cool, because why? You did that. You didn't raise a kid, you raised your friend.